Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy! Welcome back to more Pokemon Platinum. Last time, we stopped Team Galactic's takeover of the Valley Windworks, saving not only Floaroma Town, but also one very stinky dad. You'll understand if you saw the video. Also, Bodhi evolved into Groudle. I'm so proud of the not-so-little guy anymore. If only Zubat could do the same. Also, because it's what you would do in a hippie town like this, we did a little bit of farming as well as slathering some honey on some trees for the wildlife to eat, because we're just like that and adapting to our way of life here. This time, though, we are moving on to bigger and better things, going beyond Floaroma Town. And can you get an item over here? I can't take my eyes off this. Is there... Really? There's nothing in here? Okay, it's probably where I'd stick an item if I were designing a game, but I'm not a game designer, am I? So maybe I'm just wrong. There's a few things I want to do before we skip town. First off, I want to go into this house. There's some interesting things here for us. Floaroma Town was a barren, desolate hill long ago, avoided even by Pokémon. People started planting flowers on it because it was such a sad place. But nothing would grow. People didn't know what to do. And then one day, someone expressed thanks for the blessings of nature. Then, the whole hill burst into bloom. Well, expressing gratitude for nature, there's no shame in that. Let's talk to this little girl over here. Do you think it's cute how Pokemon pluck berries? No! Oh, I guess I just like weird things. I love just how awkward you make her feel. Okay, so if you go along with her very awkward likings of things, yes, you agreed. Here's the TM for the move Pluck. Pluck is a very similar move to Bug Bite, which I mentioned last time. It's a flying type move rather than a bug type move, but you still get the effect of the opponent's berry. Can be a helpful item, as a lot of boss Pokemon have berries on them. In fact, we even saw one back when we were fighting Mars in the Valley Windworks. I'm gonna stop myself for just a moment here because I think this should be verbally acknowledged. I've made such a big deal over Zubat getting Wing Attack, and it is true that I can teach it this TM for Pluck. It is a very similar move, and you might want to do that. But I have said in previous videos that I don't really think I want to use finite TMs on my Pokemon if I can help it. I definitely think now that I should have talked about this sooner, even if I said in previous videos that I was going to try to not rely on finite TMs. It's just that I knew Zubat was going to get the move really soon anyway, and I knew that I could tough it out until then, but that is my reasoning. In addition to that, I should feel ashamed of myself. I never showed the shop inventory upon us getting here. Clerk on the right is not any different, that is the same in every town, but I did want to show the clerk on the left. She has... Maybe I shouldn't feel so bad, this is nothing new. Bloom Mail, which is a different background you can do in writing letters to other people over multiplayer. I missed the oh-so-memorable item of that. Heal Balls we've already seen, they suck. Net Balls we've already seen, they're pretty good, but you could buy those in Orberg, so I guess maybe I shouldn't be so ashamed of myself. We could talk to this girl saying that we can dress up our Pokemon in Jubilife City, which we already saw, so I wasn't missing anything bad. I need to be easier on myself. Now, in addition, you might see that I have some sprouts around here. Since the last video, I've been doing quite a lot of farming. I thought I would do this in real time while we were just kind of waiting for the next video to be recorded. And I want to show you my inventory, just to show you how broken farming berries can actually be. Look at that! You know what this says? I'm a farmer. And don't knock farmers, because farmers let nature do their inventory shopping for them. I don't need to buy no stinking status recovery items from any Pokemart. I don't have to pay the man. Okay, I'm really getting into this hippie lifestyle. I know it doesn't really look like much now, but as we get more patches of ground to plant things in, and as we get more and more berries, it will exponentially go up. So this is a good start for only one day, and I did not mean to walk into your line of sight. It's to be believed we're on the way to Eterna Forest, which is where we want to go, and these evening colors are so nice. You got a Ponyta of all things, okay. I know that I've been cutting out a lot of regular battles lately, but I figured that I might as well show a few fights on this route here, just because we got some new things open to us. I know that we saw Bodhi do some fighting as a Groudle last time against that Drifloon, but we didn't even beat that in battle. We didn't really get to see much of how more powerful it is, so I think I will do that, and wow. Zubat is in a little bit of trouble for not being faster than this Ponyta. I'm kind of seeing a pattern approaching where I keep thinking that Zubat is totally gonna outspeed something, but it doesn't. I'd rather not use a recovery item, so I think I'm just gonna switch out. I am not worried about Bodhi not being able to take an Ember from this thing, because as we established more, Ponyta is not the best special attacker. Moves are kind of not its strong suit. Yeah, no problem at all. Let's do, I'm gonna go for Razor Leaf here. Like I've said before, it will do more damage when resisted than Tackle would, since it's not a stab move, and it also, just has that much higher power. Let's hit you. And that is your lot. Not very effective, my aft end, or your horse is behind, whichever you prefer. Wow, that was close to a level up. That was really good. Did he just say that made him, like, drop his pants or something? What? Thanks for sharing, kid. Oh. Healed up after that battle, because that Ponyta did an unusual amount of damage to the team for what I was expecting, and we have another challenger. There's no mountain here, but I'm dressed to hike. Gahaha, here goes. Fighting your Pokemon against mine isn't really what I would constitute as hiking, but I think you saying that you're going to hike as soon as you challenge me to a battle is reason enough for worry, so yeah, I will fight you. Not that I really have a choice in the matter. I'm gonna do some switch training right here. I don't think Zubat's really gonna be able to do much against a Geodude. I'm gonna send out Bodhi. Some people have been asking me why it is that I'm doing Absorb when I have full health, just kind of bringing that up a little bit. It's that Pokemon like Geodude have really good physical defense, but not so good special defense. So even though I've said that Razor Leaf, damage calculation-wise, is my best move, in a situation where I'm against something that has a lot of defense but not so much special defense, I will do that just based on my own estimation, thinking that it's a better move, so it really is just as simple as I think it does more damage in the current moment. Get to level 19, no new move right there. For those wondering why I'm not looking up when my Pokemon learn moves, I do want there to be a little bit of legitimate surprise, so that's why I'm not doing that. Another Geodude. And I just realized that I was so caught up in seeing Bodhi do so much damage and just unleash Armageddon on this guy's Geodude that I didn't switch back over to Zubat, so sorry Zubat, you're missing out on a little bit of experience right here, but you won't mind, right? You've kind of been a step behind Bodhi most of the way so far. Oh, who am I kidding? All the way so far. I don't mean to rag on you too much. No, I do not want to switch to Bidoof. Of course, right when I'm talking about how important it is to give Zubat experience, I almost switched to Bidoof. Okay, Geodude, once again, you, sir, have very bad diversity in your team. Next thing you know, he's going to be using Mud Sport despite having 3 Geodudes. I swear, if he does it right when I say it, I'm going to really love this guy. Okay. Okay, I know somebody's going to call me out for that being planned, but I swear it wasn't. I was only saying that because I remember a Geodude that was around the same level in an earlier battle doing that. Okay, that's kind of incredible. That is amazing. Could not have planned that. That was just so good that that happened. A refreshing battle that was. Thank you so much for that, Master Yoda. Let's get this item. X Special Defend. You know what it does based on its name. I don't need to explain that. I believe if we go, I think it's over this way, actually. Wait for you to turn away. Right up here. Yes, we get a Stardust, another item for selling. Once again, not gonna be able to get every hidden item though, but I will get the ones that I know. I appreciate people pointing those out. Think you over here. Oh, you're a trainer. I kind of don't like it when they do this. When you walk in the line of sight of somebody who's walking around like a normal NPC, they don't challenge you, and then you talk to them expecting to get an item or maybe some information, and then nope, they're trolling you. They were a trainer the whole time. They just, I guess maybe they were looking down at the dirt so that they wouldn't get challenged to a battle by you making eye contact with them or something. You know, now that I think of it, trainers have been getting more diabolical over the years. I mean, Red and Blue, you had those guys that you couldn't see on the edges of the screen though, but as soon as they'd come into view, they would fight you and you couldn't see them coming. In Gold and Silver, they began spinning around randomly. In Ruby and Sapphire, they added the running mechanic and they would look in your direction while you were running. And here, you have kids that are disguising themselves as NPCs just so they can troll you when you talk to them. I think that's probably the cruelest one yet. Bidoof is actually kind of tough. It's using Defense Curl, which could up its power of Rollout if it has it. I don't know if it does. But Zubat should be able to take care of this no problem. Takes it out. Once again, things are going very smoothly right here. Zubat's getting a level up. Level 17. Wing Attack! Well, very good timing on that, especially with that Pluck TM back in town, yeah. I'm gonna get rid of Astonish for it. Like I've said before, Astonish and Bite are both very similar offensively, and Astonish is more often than not just a weaker Bite. I can't even remember the last time I used it. I don't think I have since I learned Bite. There it is. And you got Pachirisu. I guess there's no time like the present to finally go over this one. Pachirisu, before I get into this, I know that there's gonna be somebody in the comments who's gonna disagree with me bringing up how Pachirisu performed in VGC a few years back. That particular Pachirisu performed very well in that format. It was very cool to see something with such a low base stat total perform so well. And I do have infinite respect for Sejun doing something very unique and running with it as far as he did. I think that's awesome. However, When speaking purely about single player, Pachirisu does have a pretty low stat total. It specializes in speed and special defense, oddly enough, so it is bulkier than a lot of stuff that we've seen, but it might struggle to keep up over time. On the plus side, it is going to come with Charm when caught on this route, which will lower your opponent's attack twice. That is a very good attack that should not be underestimated. I like using that in single player a lot. And it does get Super Fang, which is a pretty powerful attack in single player, lowering half of your opponent's remaining HP. Can be really strategic. That aside, we're gonna pick this Pachirisu. Wow, okay, I'm having such a hard time adjusting to it that I did it and, like, I corrected the pronunciation, like, mid-vowel right there, and I was like New Yorker. I was like Pachirisu. Got an Oranberry there, one that I can actually get used to saying the right way. Get a heal ball right there. Whoop-de-doo. And since Zubat has got wing attack, I think it'd be a crime to, yes! Want to show it off against this trainer here. Think you're an Aroma lady, so you're probably gonna have a grass type. Get a whiff of this, reminds me of Eggman. Alright, so what do you have, you Aroma lady? Roselia! Wow, okay, I could not have picked a better battle than to show off wing attack in. So, Zubat. I was saying compliments my Turtwig really well. It's part poison type, so if this Roselia's got poison point, I don't have to worry about that activating. It's immune to the poison status from being a poison type. Also, wing attack? Yeah, you should see how much damage this does. Zubat's gonna be able to one-shot stuff, or... Well, that's embarrassing. At least I quad-resist its attack, so it's not really costing me too much to not one-shot it, but that's still kind of bad of how much I've been talking it up. Okay, in all seriousness, it's a lot better than Zubat was doing, and this is good. Also, 35 PP. I was gonna do Leech Life right there to save on PP a wing attack, but why bother? It's the most powerful attack it's got and the most PP. That's kind of odd that it has the most PP now that I think about it, but it's nice to see that Zubat will be able to one-hit / two-hit stuff now when it really could not do so before. So I'm gonna consider it a good thing. Now, this hiker right here. It's been a while that I've been wanting to talk about this. The hiker sprite in Diamond Pearl Platinum is one of my favorite things, and since this guy is standing perfectly still, he was kind of spinning around before the battle, I can show this. I like walking 2 spaces north of the hikers. Watch this. Look at his eyes! It's just like, hey hiker, you got mustard on your shirt. It's like he's reacting to like something bad happening. I'm sorry, just hiker's face when you walk 2 spaces north of him. It's something that I've always loved about this game, and I never see anyone ever talk about it, so hopefully I'm giving something that I really appreciate some more attention. Also, I didn't put up a new repel. Gonna sneakity sneak right past you, sneakity sneak past, oh, whoa, that was close, okay. Get this item over here, get a repel to replace the one that I just used. I'm being efficient, see? Get near the end of this route already. I celebrated a little bit too soon, shouldn't have been running right there. You! Happiness killer! Oh, boo, how insulting. No, you don't get the right to complain after what you did. Get a Zubat with wing attack finally, and then you knock it out by criticalling it. Of all the trainers I had to accidentally cross, it just had to be the one that would crit my Zubat, of course. Well, I guess if there was ever a time for it to happen, it was here. You can heal in this house for free. Repels are useful, don't you think? When you use Repel, weak Pokemon won't come out. It also means there won't be any Pokemon to capture. Very deep, very philosophical. I think I'll watch TV or ready to buzz through like Electabuzz. Pokemon Variety Hours here. Spend an exciting, dreamy time together. Dreamy time. Host, I have in store for you today. Let's get to it and see it. Sinnoh Sports. We bring you Crusher Wake's hot That's a hot butt for a second. Yow! Crusher Wake's taking the enemy fishing blow. He's down. Crasher. No, wait. He's up on his feet. Crasher shrugging it off. He's coming back with his full weight. No, his whole being behind this move. Roselia. Push. Kapow! Crusher Wake has the foe pinned. 1, 2, and 3. Crusher Wake has done it again. The legend of invincibility grows again. That's all from Sinnoh Sports. Who knew wrestling was such a big thing in the Pokemon world and not dealing with Pokemon? That was fun. I like watching the TVs in Pokemon games. They usually do give you some pretty fun stuff. Get a super potion right there, another really helpful item. I think I'm just gonna sneak past you, yes. And here we are. We have assigned to Eterna Forest. Many poison Pokemon make Eterna Forest their home. I didn't buy any antidotes. What should I do? Do I press on or do I go back? Well, if you're to go up here, you can see that you could skip right past Eterna Forest if you had means of cutting down these trees. But unfortunately for us, we don't. We got nowhere else to go but the entrance to Eterna Forest before us. Sorry. But this puts me in a bit of an awkward spot. It's just that, okay, this is a very good stopping point. We got through easily the longest route we've seen yet. We tried out a lot of new toys in battle, including Zubat's much coveted wing attack, and got some really good items. when I make these videos, I don't have a specific number of minutes in mind. I just go until I feel like there's a good stopping point, and heck, there is a rest stop right here that you're supposed to take a break in before the dungeon. It's just that, as much as the first 2 dungeons that we explored would have you believe, every dungeon in Sinnoh is not over in 10 seconds. Eterna Forest is pretty lengthy if you want to do everything in it, so I just don't think we're gonna get another good stopping point for a while now, and for that reason, I think I do want to end things off here. Sorry for the tangent. Next time on Pokemon Platinum, we head into our first real dungeon. See you guys then.